it's Melanie, and in today's episode of Melanie is so late to this game, but she's gonna share her thoughts about these things anyway, we're gonna talk about ColorPop Super Shock Eyeshadows. Oh, I know. These have been out for, I mean, what seems like decades in YouTube land, right? However, I have this video idea and I got this video idea last week. I haven't executed it yet, so I'm gonna tell you guys what it is. That video will be out maybe next week or the following week. But I had this video idea for what are things that the beauty community has talked about, like, for just eons, and talks about over and over again and has overhyped. What beauty products have I seen that literally everybody seems to love or everybody seems to buy, and I just have not been convinced by anyone yet to try those products. And originally, ColorPop, just products in general, but specifically the Super Shock eyeshadows, were going to be a part of that video. And Ulta recently started carrying ColorPop, and the other day I popped into my local Ulta store and was actually kind of shocked to see like a display. There was like just standing in the middle of the aisle on its own, just kind of this big ColorPop display, and I was like, would you look at that? I can finally touch these things. I can finally see them in person and see what the big deal is all about. So I marched my little booty over there and, you know, tested a few of the products on my hand. I just stayed away from the liquid lipsticks altogether because you guys know I just don't do that. I don't like liquid lipsticks. I know a lot of people do. I abhor them. I tried their highlighters. I was playing with a couple of their like pressed eyeshadow palettes. But one of the first things that people on YouTube were talking about when ColorPop first came out, besides the liquid lipsticks, were these Super Shock shadows. So they had this little quad available, and there were two of them. I chose the one that was this one, the blue packaging. The other one, I think the colors were just slightly warmer. They just didn't speak to me as much as this particular set did. But this is the ColorPop First Charmer Super Shock Shadow Foursome. So you get 4 of these. I believe they were $18, but because ColorPop is on the drugstore side, I was actually able to use my $3.50 off 15. So I paid less than $15 for these. So I figured totally worth trying them and seeing what they apply like, what they wear like, what they're all about. So in this particular set, you get Truth, which is a satin, and I will swatch these for you guys, Fluffy, which is an ultra glitter, and then 2 mattes in Brady and Seeker. So I figured, you know, there's a couple, like 3 different finishes, and I don't know, I liked a few of the colors a lot. So let's go ahead and start with Fluffy. So I'm gonna do the swatches of these first. Now, admittedly, this one I have not used on my eyes yet, so I have not tried this formulation, but I swatched it in store. First off, the texture of these is very interesting. I'm sure, you know, like there's this weird kind of like bouncy texture to them. Everybody talks about it, and yeah, I see it now. I have to admit that I was not impressed with how chunky this swatched in store, and I almost didn't buy the set because I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna really use this, and I don't know that I will. Maybe I'll try it, but I have used these other 3, and these other 3 are actually on my eyes today. So I wanted you guys to be able to see what I was able to do with them. This right here is Seeker, which is one of the mattes. So there's that. There's what it looks like on my finger, and then I'll swatch it right next to the other one. So that's what it swatches like. My hands are just a little bit dry, but I do kind of like the way that this one feels when I'm running my fingers over it. And I mean, it's pigmented, like it has stained my fingers, so I have to use another finger for this next color. This is the other matte in the color Brady. I thought this was a very unique, beautiful kind of color, so let's put that one on my middle finger there so you can see that. This one is, it looks very pretty. I don't know if it'll come off on camera. I sit in front of a pretty big, bright window here, so hopefully you can see that. And then my favorite actually turned out to be Truth. And this is the one that convinced me to get the set because I couldn't find this one just on its own. So what finger does not have a stain on it? Let's do this one. So there it is on there. And swatching it probably is not going to do it justice because it's kind of close to my skin tone, but it's a really pretty finish. So how I have these on my eyes today. I have Truth on my lid. I have Brady in my crease. And then I have, just because Brady itself wasn't really deep enough for me, I also added a little bit of Secret in my crease as well. So my thoughts are as follows. I don't really get the hype. I know, everybody loves these. They love them. I don't think they are a terrible product. And I think price-wise, you're not spending a lot of money on these. So if you don't happen to like them, I mean, no big deal, right? Like they're $5 each. But I don't even, just based on how they applied, I don't see myself buying more of these. I'm not gonna return this. You know, I definitely bought it for like testing purposes, and I just don't feel right returning something after I specifically bought it to test it out. You know, if I bought something that I thought I would really love and then I ended up not loving it, like I don't feel bad returning products like that. But this I knew I wanted to buy for testing purposes. So it was really hard for me to use brushes. The two different types of brushes that I tried to use to work the products into my crease were the, this is the Sigma Blending E25. So this is one of those like natural bristle blending brushes. And then here I have the BMX 430 crease brush from Moda Pro. This came in a Boxycharm. I did find that the synthetic bristles worked a little bit better in my crease, but it was still not depositing the product evenly, and I had to blend for a really long time. Like, I was actually kind of late getting out the house this morning because I just kept wanting to go back and like blending it. Don't love how these products apply with brushes at all. However, this lid shade that I knew I wanted to use my finger to apply to the lid, it applied really nicely, and it's a very pretty color, and I love the way it looks. And I will use this probably quite frequently, honestly, because I think it's just a great lid shade that I can pop on whenever with whatever crease color I decide to put down. But I feel like the only way to really use these products is with your fingers. I just don't think that they work very well with brushes at all. So because of that, I mean, they're just not for me, I guess. I mean, and I knew, like, most people that purchase these ColorPop Super Shock eyeshadows have said, you know, they apply best with the fingers, and so I kind of knew that that would probably be the case, but I figured since they were giving you matte shades, like, most people, I mean, you can put mattes on your lids, and obviously I do, but I figured with deeper colors like this, like these would just, I would assume these would be crease colors, right? Or could be, or should be. And that's what I wanted to use them for personally, is crease shades. These are just a little bit too dark for the lid looks that I like to create. And they just don't work with brushes very well. I mean, I was literally just blending back and forth forever, and I felt like I was moving the shadow from certain areas, and so I'd have to go back and like build it back up again. Like I was almost like buffing it out, trying to just kind of even it out, if that makes sense. I have a very specific way of doing my eye makeup, and I don't like to stray from that. This just doesn't work with the way that I like to do my eye makeup. So I gotta say, still not that impressed. Glad I finally tried them. Like I'm really glad that I tried them, but they're not a product that I'm going to like go hog wild for and buy a bunch of singles and have in my collection and reach for frequently. That's not gonna happen. I will keep these. You know, maybe I'll start wearing some of these darker shades on my lids. I don't know, probably more in the fall than right now where it's, you know, it's spring, summer. I like a lighter eye look, but yeah, these two, the mattes, not my favorite. Love this satin finish. And this is just, it's kind of too glittery for me. Like there are chunks of glitter in here, I feel like, and they come off. Like I could see these just falling and raining down onto my cheeks, and I don't like that look. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on ColorPop? I'm sure I'm gonna have just a barrage of, I love ColorPop. I love these eyeshadows. I have 50 of them. I think they're all amazing, which, you know, it's great. If it does work for you in the way that you do your makeup, then they are a really great price point. But for me, might be $5, but even if I spent like another 15, 20 bucks on a couple of nice singles, I just don't think I'd find myself reaching for them. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I feel like there's gonna be backlash about this one, but anyway, this is a nice little set. If you like these ColorPop eyeshadows, these sets I think are a really good deal, because again, at Ulta you can use those $3.50 off coupons. So I'll link this one down below. You can, you know, go look it up online, see if there's other people's thoughts. I don't think I've seen a bunch of reviews yet, but anyway, there you have it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.